Joaquin Buckley says that Stephen Thompson will know his chances of becoming a UFC champion will be over after UFC 307. Buckley said, I don't have an issue with Kevin Holland. I'm here to fight Stephen Thompson and get my paycheck. But if Kevin wants any beef or any problems, he's just going to have to pull up on me. That's all. It's not about stopping his career. It's about giving him a different career path. I know that once I beat him and how I beat him in the fashion that I beat him, he still in his mind wants to become a UFC champion. Once I beat him, he knows that's over. He don't want to keep fighting to try to prove himself, especially fighting the younger bucks. I think he's really going to face the fact and face the reality that once I beat him, that dream that I've got, I might as well let that go and become a karate combat champion, because I think he can do that. I think he can become a champion in karate combat. Cody Garbrandt discusses his past rivalry with TJ Dillashaw on the Jackson podcast. Cody says going into the fight he had no fear of TJ due to getting the better of him in training, and in hindsight he wishes he did have that fear.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot to unravel with this. You know, TJ and I were former teammates. Leaving the gym, going a separate way. You know, I always was like, hey, he had Dwayne, so he followed Dwayne to Colorado, did his thing. They had a team out there. It was never in my mind that we would have that kind of rivalry. I was like, maybe we'll fight. You know, he's tough, he's skilled, he works hard. You know, a very talented fighter. And then it came into, I think, the team drama with everything. Me being 25 years old, world champion, couldn't tell me anything. You know what I mean? Couldn't tell me anything at that point. I looked up to TJ. I thought he was he was one of those guys that trained hard, always in the gym, always working hard. And then split, and then I think the big drawn out dramatic stuff was the teammates and how it was and how all it happened. And it was the Ultimate Fighter with Conor coming out and saying that, and we really didn't know. That's the thing. I think that I just said this. I think I was talking to Aldo last week, and I was like, I wish he would best me in training, because then I'd be more fearful of him. I didn't have any chip on my shoulder. Oh, this dude can't hurt me, because I, things I did in training, and I know it's training. We're talking about practice.
Right.
I thought I would, to where it was like, if he kicked my practice a lot, I would have probably been like, hey, this guy's pretty dangerous. Not that he wasn't. Like, TJ's a killer. He's very skilled. Loves to fight. But I didn't have that kind of fear, you could say. So a lot of times I went in that fight like fearful, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. What's going to happen? What can happen?
Ahead of his fight against Mario Bautista this weekend at UFC 307, Jose Aldo says that he will fight anyone to become a UFC champion again. Aldo said, I even thought that I could go straight for the title, but it didn't happen. But as I said, I accept any challenge. This is my life, to fight and win regardless of the opponent. Mario or Jonathan, since the UFC put him, I have to fight. If that's what I want to become champion, then I'll face anyone. I see this as another test. They were testing me last time to see if I still wanted this or not. Like it or not, I have a different level. It's another test to me to get closer to the belt, which is my goal. On his fight against Merab, which he lost via unanimous decision, Aldo continued, my performance wasn't good that night. It wasn't my fault or Merab's, but the referee let the fight stay too long against the fence, and it was very boring. There was no fight basically. I was very sad. Everybody comes to a fight expecting the best Aldo, and I couldn't show them what I was capable of that night. The fire was out. Last time I left this place feeling really sad, knowing I wouldn't go back to the octagon again, and 2 years later this fire is back again. I trained so hard. Those around me in the gym can say that. The young ones in the gym had their jaws drop, saying, damn, this guy's a phenom. He's accomplished everything and is still here putting on his best performance. The fire is burning. I want to put on a great fight. I have to win this fight, and I know I'll be close to a title shot. On a potential fight against Dominic Cruz, Aldo said, I'm on another path right now. I'm looking for a title fight, and that's what I'm focused on today. I have the dream of becoming champion, and I give my all in training for that. I do what it takes, and rest assured I'm well prepared. Kamaru Usman tells Kayla Harrison what it was like backstage after getting knocked out by Leon Edwards on the Pound for Pound podcast. Usman says his main concern was his daughter and how she would handle it.
In Utah, where I lost the title, was similar. My daughter was there, and it's a routine fight for her. Daddy goes and wins everything.
Yeah.
She never experienced that. And the fight happens, and obviously in the worst way, I take the loss. And now I'm at the hospital. I see to where they panned over the camera after the knockout happens. They pan over, they freeze frame my daughter because she's screaming. And they screen grab it and they post it. And so somehow, because it starts circulating quickly. So while I'm in the hospital room shadowboxing with Ali, shout out to Ali. I'm shadowboxing and then I'm like, damn, I can't believe that just happened, Ali. And Ali's going through Twitter. I was like, let me watch the video. Let me see how it happened. So I'm going through Twitter and it's one of the first ones I see. But it hit me so hard to where I was fearful. Like, my daughter saw that. It took forever and to let me out. So by the time I got out, it was already maybe 1:32 2 a.m. And so I go to the house. My family, of course, is there. My team's all there. And I'm looking for my daughter because I'm fearful the whole time. And they're like, oh, she's sleeping. So she was already in my bed sleeping. So I go and I sleep next to her and we sleep and we wake up. So she wakes up and I felt that it was very important for me to just have a conversation with her. Like, hey, did you watch the fight? She's like, yeah, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. It's a loss. We win some, we lose some. But this is an opportunity for me to get back and do my job. Yeah. And get back on the horse. So she's like, okay, Daddy, when do we fly? What time's our flight? Yeah. And I'm like, it's whenever we want. We'll fly whenever we want. Yeah. And she goes, okay.
She just needed to hear from you.
Yeah.
Like that it was going to be okay.
That was it.
Matt Brown believes Conor McGregor lost his desire to fight after the fights with Dustin Poirier. He says that Dustin took his soul. On The Fighter vs. the Writer, Brown said it's clear he's not grinding the way a guy getting ready to compete should be grinding. I'm still on the same thought process of, look, we're probably never going to see Conor again. If we do, I would not be blown away. I'll say I was wrong, whatever. I don't think we're seeing him again in the UFC cage. When that fight happened, it looked to me that Dustin took his soul that day. I think we all felt that. Maybe we didn't know it would be as severe as it is. We thought Conor's a warrior, he'll be back soon. But when you go back and you watch that fight, Dustin took his f***ing soul. I thought Nate Diaz might have taken a little bit the first time he beat Conor, but Conor bounced back from it. Whatever Dustin did to him, I think Dustin actually took his soul, and he no longer has the desire to compete anymore. If he comes, who does he come back against? The division has moved on. The Conor of 2016 is not the Conor of today. I can't think of a single good matchup for him in the top 10. There's a million lightweights in the world, but he's got to fight a top 10 guy. He's Conor McGregor. There's no way he comes back fighting number 20 or number 25 or something. He has to fight a top 10 guy. Who's a decent matchup for him in the top 10 to come back against after 4 years? The problem now that everybody would have too, it is just a money fight. It's not going to get you closer to the title beating Conor McGregor, other than bringing your name value up. Beating Conor McGregor, you might skip the line a little bit because you just blew your name up a lot, but no one's going to be like, you deserve a title fight now that you just beat Conor McGregor. Sean O'Malley is starting an influencer fighting league called Sugar Show Fighting Championship.
All right, boys, SSFC, Sugar Show Fighting Championships. We're starting it. We're doing it this year. I'm looking for influencers with little to no experience. The goal is to have these influencers have a full, give them a date, have them think about that date, have a full fight experience the whole day, that emotions you feel leading up to a fight. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I don't want anyone to get knocked out. I want them to just experience a fight, 3 2-minute rounds. You know, we can come to agreement whether it's boxing, MMA, kickboxing. I want it to be safe. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I just want them to experience that feeling of a fight, the walkout. I'll have the fight later in the afternoon. So you wake up and you're thinking about that fight all day. I want these influencers to really experience that. I think it'd be badass. It'll be fun. Looking to match up people with little to no experience. Sarah Safari versus who? You guys tell me. Start dropping ideas. Sketch, Aiden, Steiny, Kyle from Nell. It'd be fun to get these guys that emotion, make them feel what it feels like. 3 2-minute rounds, just long enough to get your heart rate up real high to really feel it, but not too long. 6 minutes, come on, 3 times 2. I'm off the oxy and I can still do math. But that's what I'm thinking, the SSFC, doing a small event, maybe 4 or 5 people to start it off, see how it does. But really the goal is just to have these influencers feel what it feels like to get in a fight. And so drop some names on some influencers you guys would like to see fight. Boxing, MMA, kickboxing. We can, play around with the rules. I even got bleachers. Check it. Peep it real quick. I even got bleachers. I'm ready for this. SSFC. It's going down. First event this year. I'm off the oxy. I'm making all this as I go. Let's get it. Tag an influencer you'd like to see fight.
Ben Askren thinks that Alex Pereira is going to KO Khalil Rountree and fast. Ben believes the media is trying to build up Khalil and make it seem like it will be competitive.
You have to make both parties have at least some chance at a victory. Otherwise, it's not fun. If we already know what's going to happen, it's not fun. So you've seen the media purposely try to build Khalil Rountree up big time over the course of the last week and a half to get us really, really excited. And I think they're trying to think he's really tough and it's going to be really competitive. And I think Alex Pereira is going to put him out pretty fast. And the star of Alex Pereira continues to rise. How do you feel about that?
Why? Why do you think he's going to put him out there fast?
'Cause I think Rountree's going to strike with him, and what we've seen with people that try to strike with Alex Pereira, he puts him down. I mean, think about a Sean Strickland, who's been the UFC champion. He is really powerful, and he puts people out.
Kayla Harrison has been going off on Henry Cejudo this week. Henry did a breakdown of Kayla's fight against Ketlen Vieira and actually picked Kayla to win. However, Henry said that Ketlen's black belt in judo and her striking could cause some problems.
Vieira's a judo black belt as well, and in my opinion, she has better hands than Harrison. So it's gonna come down to the wrestling, and I do feel like Kayla Harrison's gonna bring the wrestling in, and that's just what's gonna change it. But if Vieira can keep it on her feet, I think Kayla could be in trouble, dude. She has her striking. Her striking is no joke, man. She's got lateral movement. She comes from she trains out there with Jose Aldo. If Kayla cannot take her down, dude, it's gonna lean more towards Vieira's side. Yeah. But because of the wrestling, I gotta go with the two-time Olympic champ.
Wait, you said all that, and then you said all that, and then you're gonna flip and say, "Yeah, we gotta go with the two," because you.
No, plus I don't want to go against Kayla, dude. Dude, dealing with her is a pain, dude.
Speaking to Submission Radio, Kayla said, "I don't know why the hell they're talking about a judo black belt making a difference. That would be like me telling Henry, oh, this kid wrestled in varsity in high school, so you're going to struggle to take him down. Benign. Asinine. It's all right. I look forward to showing him once again why Henry's a jealous little man." Kayla also had words for Henry on UFC Embedded. Speaking to Henry's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, Kayla said, "Bro, you better get your boy f***ing Henry. I'm going to f*** him up." After he talked all that he was like, "But I've got to go with Kayla." Oh yeah, I f***ing watched it. I'm telling you, he's jealous because I have more gold medals than him. He can't handle it. It's his little fragile ego. Israel Adesanya believes Dricus Du Plessis will beat Sean Strickland once again if they rematch. Izzy said they already fought before. I fought both of them. I think Du Plessis might get it done again. He's just so weird. The way he fights is awkward. He's stubborn. No matter how tired he gets, he'll still just throw, just to stop you in your tracks or stop you from doing what you're doing. And he'll just throw and hope. It wouldn't really land, but it would stop what you're trying to progress. This video is brought to you by Raycon. Top quality earbuds for an affordable price. Raycon's everyday earbuds are made to make your everyday just a little easier. The quality of Raycons rivals some of the biggest names in premium audio, and Raycons start at just half the price as the other guys. These earbuds have active noise cancellation to block out background noise, a 32-hour battery life, and they're water and sweat resistant. They also have a new quick charge feature, which allows you to charge for 10 minutes to get 90 minutes of battery. Tired of earbuds not fitting? Raycons have an ergonomic design to comfortably fit the widest range of ears, with optimized gel tips for a totally custom fit. Raycons come with a protective case cover, which supports wireless charging. They are perfect for travel, working out, or just going about your day. So click the link in the description, or go to buyraycon.com/fullmount today to get 20 to 50% off site-wide. That's right, you'll get up to 50% off everything on Raycon's website when you go to buyraycon.com/fullmount. Dricus Du Plessis' coach Morten Visser expects him to be fighting Robert Whittaker next. Rob fights Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 308. Speaking to Submission Radio, Visser said, "I had a conversation actually yesterday with Dricus. I said to him, there's only one thing for certain at this stage. Only one thing, and that's that we've got to be ready to fight in Sydney in February. My opinion is Sean is overselling it. He's just had one win after Dricus. That was against Paulo Costa. Whittaker had 2, and I think he's going for number 3 now. So my honest opinion is that next for us in line will be Whittaker in Sydney in February. I think he's going to beat Khamzat, and I honestly think they're going to give him the shot. Rob's a fast learner. He learns out of his mistakes. He's dead honest to himself. That's very, very important in this sport. If you bullshit yourself, you're in big shit. Even with Dricus, I mean, you guys haven't seen the Dricus that I coach. People are really in the day when Dricus rocks up in a fight night. The same thing goes for Rob. I think that the fight against Kamaru Usman, who's a genuine welterweight, was way too close for me. His stand-up, in my opinion, suspect. His wrestling, he couldn't do anything with Usman. Rob's stand-up is phenomenal. His wrestling and his groundwork's awesome. I honestly think Khamzat's out of his league here. He's got to go back to welter, where maybe he stands a chance to become something or become a champion. At this stage, I honestly think it's Rob. Rob beats Khamzat, and I don't think it's going to be on points. He's going to grind him. Rob's a tough dude, and he's smart, and he's got a smart team behind him. Earlier this week, Holland said that he wasn't staying at the Fighter Hotel just to make sure he didn't run into Joaquin Buckley. Well, the two did end up running into each other in the lobby before the UFC 307 weigh-ins today.
I guess what was the decision to, not stay at the host hotel and get your own place?
I figured if I beat the out of Buckley before the fight happens, you guys lose a fight and I get in trouble. So you want the truth? I give you the truth.
Is that beef still there?
It's not beef. Chicken.
What do you mean?
Bro, it's chicken. Beef, chicken, two different meats.
I thought you said cheating. I was like, what do you mean?
Chicken.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be sitting around like 2 minutes at first. No. I mean, I think I'm shooting in the first 10 seconds. I'm shooting. I'm pulling the hound out. Hound not getting you. You better tell me everything. You about to tell me everything. But you got to shoot him on. You got to do an ankle pick. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do an ankle pick, it ain't going to work. I'm telling you. Do an ankle pick? Yeah, like shoot for it and you're going to try to pull his leg out and grab the ankle. I ain't saying no more.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Sean Strickland going off over one of his training partners having an anime phone case. The first one's from Freddie. It says, when isn't Sean Strickland furious or mad about something? The second one says, leaving an anime phone case in a mat close to Strickland sounds like the bait of the century. The final one says, Strickland, I hate anime. Alex, I like watching Dragon Ball Z with my kids. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.